All right, quick video on these numbers right here. You can see these numbers. I can put them in the description. So what these are, I'll show you, but I want you to see how often they hit in the last 4 days. Actually, needs to be updated. So here, let's just do this. Let's do yesterday's. That's all just yesterday. It's not too bad. That's actually a pretty good ratio. It's 63 numbers. I added on 11 numbers. But, like I said, I tend to only do 0 through 3 on the first digit when it comes to box. You'll see down here, here, this one was a 4 here. How many of them are above 3? See what I'm saying? Like, that's only one, right? I think there's only one. There might be another one, but... And then look at, I'll show you the last 2 days. Not too bad. And this is for all states, but the last 4 days. So what I would tend to look at when it comes to this is I would look at it and, I don't know about Nebraska, like one draw state, but, and I heard Kentucky kind of sucks, but here's Illinois. You could do, look at that state for a hit because it's going to be hitting for sure. It doesn't stay out terribly long. So, and what it is right here. It's I've already talked about it before, but I've been tracking it. It's the SBP tracking. So what you're tracking is the SBP part, which is this first part right here. This has to do with the pairs. So what you're doing is tracking this one. And what you're tracking mainly is the high odd. That's what I have on here. High odd plus 11. But they all repeat very often. And when you see, I would say even just, they don't even really get to double digits out. That's how quick they rotate. High odd hits a little bit more just because it has more numbers. But, I've showed this before, but if you look, you can see here, it hasn't hit since 12:30. Okay. This is Michigan combined. And the reason why I'm doing Michigan is because on the US games due filter, you'll see at the 3%, Michigan is in there with that high odd. Now, you could do, you could go to 1%, but currently high even is the one that's the big one. But, it doesn't hit as often because there's only 25 numbers in it. So it's kind of relative to how many numbers are in each one of these. So it still does hit, which I will show you when it comes to that. So this is the chances chart. And you'll see right now, Minnesota, high evens out 13. But when you look through the frequency charts, you're going to notice that a lot of times it's the high even one that's out the longest. Okay. So it's the SBP-RS. You can do pre-sorted or you can do numbers. It doesn't change it. Doesn't change it on that. So on this one anyway. But look at here, look at California. You see how they're all under 10. Okay, and you can just go down the line here. Like here's the high even. Like I said, that high even will be the one that kind of stays out a little longer. But as you can see, let's go to a couple more. There's a low. That one right there will be hitting in Arizona probably pretty soon, but this is a one draw state. So Colorado. There you go. High even again. See, I'm more interested in these top two here. Just a couple more examples how a lot of times they don't even go over double digit. There's a low even over 10 draws out. Georgia. Right now I'm doing combined. Low odd. Low odd will be hitting in Georgia soon. Idaho. As you can see, they don't really stay out too long at all. Florida. Here you go, Florida will be getting a low odd A&E draw now. That's a long time for Florida. What would that be in a chances chart? Let's check that out once. I think it was combined too. Yeah, low odds out 17, still only 3%. So I'd like it to be under a percent. That high odd though, that one there's that's the one. When I look at this chart, I'm not playing online right now. I'm just showing an example. But like, if you see high odd at the 1% or 2%, get ready for that one. The low odd as well. And here's a low odd in Kentucky evening though. See, it's the evening only. I'm looking for combined. That gives you a true idea of what's going on. Michigan and Washington, isn't that a one draw state as well? So I'd be more interested in that. Michigan, anybody playing Michigan, there's going to be one of these 35 numbers. See, that's a much smaller pool to fish out of than, 120 straight singles, right? What I would say then, okay, is this right here. Now I added on 11 from some other filter I have, but because that filter hits just as pretty often as well, maybe not as often, but pretty darn close. And I just did the difference, and the difference was 11, so I just added them in here. So because that one hits as well a lot, so more on that one another time, but you get the point. Right here's these 63, and they hit a lot, so when you look at like Minnesota, or I'm sorry, Michigan, you'll see the high odd hit what I say last time was on 12:30, and then you can see that gap right there from 12:30 until now, which is not really that long. You'll notice when you drop down here, you'll see the high odd, and sometimes it comes green, sometimes it comes red. There's a high odd, another high odd, another high odd, and you can see that there's another one there, two more right there, another one right there. And it just keeps going. You normally can't scroll down once without seeing some. Just like here, if I go down to the bottom, oops, I don't know what I just did. All the way to the bottom, and then keep it within frame. See, high odd. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll count that one, and just scroll up once. A bunch of them. Here's a gap. So from 10:18 until 10:27, so it's not that long. It hits very often, and it's definitely due in Michigan. So anybody playing online or in Michigan, if I were you, I would focus on these 35 box numbers, singles. So because one of these singles is going to be dropping, I would think within the next 1 to 3 draws. It could go a little more, but I doubt it. Because if you look at it, let's see here. It's out 15 right now in total. Okay. And right now that is the longest previous was 12. There's 14. There's 17. So it could go a little bit more. I mean, it could technically go out more than that, but it's something to keep an eye on because across states, I mean, like I said, go to the frequency thing and just take a look through here. So if you go to Michigan, it is at 15. So I would expect that one to be dropping any draw now. And what you can do is just go to this frequency chart like I do and go to reduced if you want to. And I just copy that like that. Doesn't matter if you have the percentages stuff, or it doesn't matter if you copy this stuff, any of this stuff don't matter. It won't take it into, you can just put that over in the chart. Or you can take it from here if you wanted to. Just go to reduce numbers if you're playing boxed, and then straight is right here. 210 straights. That's for just the SBP-RS. I added 11 on, but I'm just going to put these numbers right here in the description. So hits a lot though. You can go to your thing here and you can look through them and then compare them, but that's all I want to say for now. I do have a couple other things I'll talk about tomorrow. One thing I'd like to say is if your state hasn't had a 1, 6, 4, or 9, get ready, because look at this. I'm just like thinking, tonight I didn't really put any tension on anything. I was busy, but I could tell that there was going to be a 1, a 6, a 4, or a 9. And sure enough, that's what hit. Actually, 2 of them hit, 6 and a 9, which is nice because, that's just like really narrows it down. The other day in Minnesota, I could tell there was going to be a 2 or a 3, and then also a 6 or a 7, and it was like 9, 3, 7. But look at that though. You can jump across. You look at Cynthia, her filters. You'll see kind of the same thing. How often certain numbers repeat. You can see. Look at that. Only goes out 2 or 3. Typically, only 1. And you can just jump around any state. So if you see it out 3, get ready, right? So it seems like I'm just jumping randomly here. Yeah, look at that. Only 1 and 2. There's not even a 3 on that one. One more. Yeah, look at that. It's almost foolish not to play a 1, a 6, a 4, or a 9, or a combination of them. Right. And also, how often does a double hit? Look at, you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, a double, right? Let's just check that out once. Let's go to Missouri evening. 1, 2, 3, 4, a double. I'm not saying it's going to be just that 1, 2, 3 double. 1, 2, 3, 4 triple. Here's 1, 1, 2, 3. Well, you can't count it because it didn't hit. I suppose you could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to start tracking that stuff more. Because, man, it really helps. Really narrows it down if you see a gap in one of these. Because if you, especially from a double, a triple is always beautiful. But like this one here, 700, came from all the same batch like that. That's really narrows it down. But this is a pretty cool filter. I tend to forget about that one. But anyway, so this video is about the SBP-RS, and I'll put those numbers that hit all very often in the description. And I got a couple of videos tomorrow about a few different things. So that will be it for now. All right, bye.